Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to all. We are from Group 4 here. We'll explain about pronoun, verb, adjective, and adverb. Before getting into our discussion today, I will introduce our group members. Myself, Nina Juanda Putri. Next, Putri Ayu Lestari, Lelita Lamaroha Purba, Melanie Putria, Hanifa Diayur Jamil, and Let's Para Fadilah. And I will explain the purpose of learning pronoun, verb, adjective, and adverb. The purpose of studying this material is to learn more about pronouns, verb, adjective, and adverbs, and how to use them in sentence. Before we discuss the next material, do you know what parts of speech are? Part of speech in English means type of words or class of words called forms of speech because they are part of speech or part of sentence. Basically, sentence in language are sentences that are spoken, not written. Part of speech is linguistic category of word which is generally defined by syntactics or morphological behavior of lexical item in question. Dengan mengetahui part of speech, seseorang dapat mengetahui fungsi kata pada suatu kalimat. Selain itu, part of speech merupakan langkah pertama yang perlu kita pelajari ketika belajar bahasa Inggris. Kegunaannya adalah untuk memahami bentuk kalimat dalam bahasa Inggris.
Okay, everyone. Now I want to explain about the pronoun. Definition of pronoun. Pronoun or pronouns are words that are used to replace nouns or noun phrases, so that repetition does not occur in sentences. A pronoun is used in instances of a noun to avoid repeating to noun. Kata ganti atau pronoun adalah kata yang digunakan untuk menggantikan kata benda atau frase kata benda agar tidak terjadi pengulangan dalam kalimat. Kata ganti digunakan sebagai pengganti kata benda untuk menghindari pengulangan kata benda. An example: the first subject of pronouns, which is as the subject of the sentences. Singular: I, you, he, she, it. Plural: we, you, they. For example, I'm going to the store. You are my best friend, and he is playing soccer. Jadi untuk jenis pronoun dan beserta contohnya, yang pertama ada kata ganti subjek. Kata ganti subjek digunakan sebagai subjek kalimat. Untuk tunggal, aku, kamu, dia laki-laki, dia perempuan, dan itu. Untuk jamak, kami, kamu, dan mereka. Contohnya, saya akan pergi ke toko. Kamu adalah sahabatku, dan dia sedang bermain sepak bola. The second, object pronouns, uses as the object of the sentences. Singular: I, you, he, she, it. Plural: we, you, they. For example, he gave me a book, and I saw you yesterday. Jadi, yang kedua ini adalah kata ganti objek yang digunakan sebagai objek kalimat. Untuk tunggal, aku, kamu, dia laki-laki, dia perempuan, dan itu. Untuk jamak, kami, kamu, dan mereka. Contohnya, seperti dia memberi saya sebuah buku, dan aku melihatmu kemarin. Kemungkinan di bagian objek ini dia memakai kata kerja kedua. Pronouns. Possessive pronouns uses the show ownerships. Singular: my, your, his, her, its. Plural: our, your, their. For example, this is my book. Your car is a part of the sides. The dogs is very friendly. Their children are very smart. Nah, yang ketiga adalah kata ganti posesif. Kata ganti posesif ini digunakan untuk menunjukkan kepemilikan. Untuk tunggal, milikku, milikmu, miliknya, dia, dan itu. Untuk jamak, milik kami, milikmu, dan milik mereka. Contohnya, ini adalah buku saya. Mobil Anda diparkir di luar. Anjing itu sangat ramah dan anak-anak mereka sangatlah pintar. The four possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives uses before a noun to show ownership. Singular, mine, your, his, her, its. Plural, our, your, their. For example, this is my book. Your car is parked outside. Kata yang keempat ini adalah kata sifat kepemilikan. Jadi digunakan sebelum kata benda untuk menunjukkan kepemilikan. Untuk tunggal, milikku, milikmu, miliknya, dia, dan itu. Untuk jamak, milik kami, milikmu, dan milik mereka. Contohnya, ini adalah buku saya. Dan mobil Anda diparkirkan di luar. The five reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns uses to emphasize the noun essence object. Singular, me, you, himself, herself. Plural, ourself, yourself, and themselves. For example, I hurt myself. You can do it yourself. He cut himself. And we painted the house ourselves. Jadi yang kelima ini adalah kata ganti refleksif, yang dimana digunakan untuk menekankan kata benda sebagai objek. Untuk tunggal, aku, kamu, dirinya sendiri, jamak, diri kita sendiri, dan mereka sendiri. Untuk contohnya, seperti saya melukai diri saya sendiri. Anda dapat melakukannya sesuai keinginan Anda. Dia melukai dirinya sendiri, kami mengecat rumahnya sendiri. The six intensive pronouns uses to emphasize a noun as a subject. Singular, myself, yourself, himself, and herself. Plural, ourself, yourself, themselves, and they themselves. For example, I will do it myself. Yourself should know better, and she is a very talented artist. Jadi yang keenam ini adalah kata ganti intensif yang mana digunakan untuk menekankan kata benda sebagai subjek. Untuk tunggal, diriku sendiri, dirimu sendiri, dan dirinya sendiri. Untuk jamak, diri kita sendiri, diri mereka sendiri, dan mereka sendiri. Contohnya, seperti saya akan melakukannya sendiri. Dan dia adalah artis yang sangat berbakat. The seventh, demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns uses to indicate something. For singular, and that. Plural, yes and those. For example, this is my book, that in your care, and there are my friends. Jadi yang ketujuh ini adalah kata ganti demonstratif, yang mana digunakan untuk menunjukkan sesuatu. Untuk tunggal, ini dan itu. Untuk jamak, ini dan itu. Contohnya, ini buku saya, itu mobil Anda, dan ini adalah teman-teman saya. 8. Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns uses the connection to sentence. There are who, whom, which, and that. For example, the man who helped me is my friend. The woman I saw was my sister. And the dog that barked so loudly is my neighbor dog. Jadi yang kedelapan ini adalah kata ganti relatif, yang mana digunakan untuk menghubungkan dua kalimat, seperti siapa, siapa yang mana, dan yang mana. Contohnya, orang yang membantu saya adalah teman saya. Wanita yang saya lihat adalah saudara perempuan saya. The functional pronouns. Pronouns serve to avoid repeating the same noun or noun process that has been previously mentioned. Jadi kata ganti berfungsi untuk menghindari pengulangan kata benda atau frase kata benda yang sama yang telah disebutkan sebelumnya. Itu adalah fungsi dari pronoun.
Definition of verb. Verb is a word such as jump, think, happen, or exist that is usually one of the main parts of a sentence and that expresses an action, an occurrence, or a state of being. You cannot have a sentence or a question without a verb. That's how important these action parts of speech are. Types of verbs. Number 1, action verbs. Action verbs express specific action and are used anytime you want to show action or discuss someone doing something. For instance, sit, eat, cycle. Kata kerja ini menggambarkan hal-hal dan tindakan yang terjadi daripada keadaan sesuatu. Number 2, auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs dan digunakan bersama dengan kata kerja utama untuk menunjukkan bentuk kata kerja atau membentuk pertanyaan atau negatif. Verbs that come before main verbs in a verb phrase. Sample verb: be, shall, may, could, have, do. Example: we may go shopping anytime from now because the rains have stopped. Number 3, regular verbs. A verb whose past participle and past tense is attained by adding d or ed or t for some. Kata kerja yang bentuk lampau dan bentuk lampaunya diperoleh dengan menambahkan d atau ed atau t. Sample verb: a cab, arrive, fence, deliver. Example: he has just arrived. Number 4, irregular verbs, also called a strong verb. It does not usually do not have the predictable ed ending. Sample verb: get, go, say, see, come, take, sleep. Example: he got his business running at the right time. Number 5, modal verbs. Modal verbs are auxiliary verbs that are used to express abilities, possibilities, permission, and obligation. We use modal verbs to show if we believe something is certain, probable, or possible or not. We also use modals to do things like talking about ability, asking permission, making requests, and over, and so on. For example, they can control their own budgets. Called, function and example, asking for permission. Example, could I borrow your dictionary? Request, example, could you say it again more slowly? May, function and example, asking for permission. For example, may I have another cup of coffee? Future possibility. Example, China may become a major economic power. Will, function and example. Offer, example, I will do that for you if you like. Would, function and example, asking for permission. For example, would you mind if I brought a college with me? Invitation, for example, would you like to play golf this Friday? Function. Number 1, denotes an action or activity performed by a person. Number 2, tell of an event, whether it.
Adjective. Definition: adjective. An adjective is a word used to provide a description or additional information about an object, person, place, or concept in a sentence. Adjectives help clarify or enrich the meaning of the subject being described. Adjektif atau kata sifat adalah kata yang mengubah kata benda atau kata ganti. Kata sifat biasanya memberi kita lebih banyak informasi tentang suatu kata benda atau kata ganti dengan mendeskripsikannya atau memberikan lebih banyak informasi tentangnya. Misalnya, kata sifat lucu digunakan untuk mengatakan sesuatu yang menimbulkan kegembiraan atau tawa. Next, types of adjective. First, descriptive adjective give a physical description of or characteristic of an object. Kata sifat deskriptif adalah kata sifat yang menggambarkan ciri-ciri atau kualitas suatu kata benda atau kata ganti. Kebanyakan kata sifat adalah kata deskriptif. Kata-kata seperti ungu, friendly, attractive adalah kata sifat deskriptif. Example, a lot of interesting people visit this park. She told a scary story. Next, quantitative adjective.
give information about the number, amount of an object. Example, there are 3 boxes on the table. Next, demonstrative adjective identifies or show a specific object. Kata sifat demonstratif digunakan untuk menyatakan posisi relatif dalam suatu dan dalam ruang dan waktu. Kata sifat demonstratif yang paling umum digunakan adalah this, that, this, and those. Example, this book is mine. I don't like that car. Next, possessive adjective. Show ownership or the relationship of the owner to the object. Kata sifat posesif sering digunakan untuk menyatakan kepemilikan. Kata sifat posesif yang paling sering digunakan adalah my, your, is, it, her, is, our, their, and was. Example, my cat is sleeping. Her house is beautiful.
Okay, the next is adverb. An adverb is a word that gives an explanation of where, when, and how an activity or event happen. Adverb menjelaskan bagaimana kejadian, di mana kejadian itu, kapan, dan bagaimana. For example, here, now, softly, loudly, tomorrow, again, twice, never, and others. Adverbs are also defined as words that explain verbs, adjective, preposition, and other words explain noun and pronouns. For example, first, I am working now. The word now in the sentence is an adverb of tiny that explain the verb working. Ini menjelaskan kata now itu adalah apa. B. Handy speaks loudly. This word loudly in the sentence describe how Handy speaks. Loudly menjadi kata sifatnya. Menjadi kata keterangan. C. Wendy never comes before dinner. The word never in the sentence is an adverb indicating frequency. The word never, kata never menjadi frekuensi dalam teks tersebut. Type of adverbs. A. Adverb of time. It is an adverb that states the time when a job, action, or event happen. Example, afterwards, already, before, frequently, now, today, soon, immediately, lately, yesterday, and others. Example of application in sentence. I'm studying English now. To help show the adverb of time, we can ask a question with the word when. B. Adverb of place. It is an adverb that shows the place where an action, or even occurs. Example, above, back, below, around, here, somewhere, everywhere, there, and others. Example of application in sentence. She studied English here. To help show the adverb of place, we can ask a question with the word where. C. Adverb of manner. This is an adverb that expresses how a job is done or an event happens. Example, carefully, fluently, hard, fast, slowly, suddenly, together, and others. Example of application in sentence. They worked hard. To help show the adverb of manner, we can ask a question with the word how. D. Adverb of degree. It is an adverb that expresses to what extent or level or degree the situation or event is. It usually explains or modifies the adjective or adverb itself. Example, almost, no, fairly, rather, nearly, very, to, only, quite, or others. Example of application in sentence. She is very pretty girl. Adverb very explain adjective pretty. I quite understand. E. Adverb of frequency. It is an adverb that expresses the amount or how many times a job, action, or event is done. There are two parts of the adverb. First, adverb of quantity. Second, adverb of number. Function of adverb. Adverb as one of the part of speech in English grammar is one of the many things that must be known in learning English. Adverbs are words that explain verbs, adjectives, and other words except nouns and pronouns. There are various forms of adverb that are categories based on their function or use. By knowing adverbs, both their form, meaning, and application, it is hoped that it can be one of the assets in learning English properly and correctly.